everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Leanne, and today we're going to decorate my front porch for fall, as well as this little spot in my entryway of my home. So we're going to go over all of that together today. I also just wanted to let you know that if you are interested, I will have my other fall decorating videos in my description box below, along with my DIY playlist, I think is probably how I'll do it. And in there are lots of fall DIYs from last year as well as from this year. So if you like that kind of thing, be sure to take a look. All right, let's get into the decorating. All right, so we're gonna start inside. This is a Hoosier piece. Love this piece of furniture. I showed this before in videos. I'm not gonna go into detail of it, but this was my husband's grandparents. It belonged to his grandmother, and when she passed away, his grandfather started giving them away because they had lots of them because he would buy them and refinish them. And anyways, it's really cool. So I pulled out some of the fall stuff already. This is what's remaining up here. I had a 4th of July or a patriotic thing up here that I took down a while ago and put it away. So I just gotta finish taking down what we're not using and add up some new things. And I got a tiny bit of cleaning up to do. And this is it. I've already got my stool down. We're gonna ignore those bags because I did a lot of shopping yesterday. And then I've got a few other things in here from the Dollar Tree. Some of this is for outside, but a couple of these things may be used in here as well. So we're gonna keep it simple, but let's get going. So I'm just getting started by putting away anything that doesn't need to be out, because that does tend to happen. We just kind of walk in the door and plop things down there. And then I'm just taking off some things that I'm not sure I'm going to use, like the green ring for sure needed to come down. And I actually decided I'm going to try to store things right here so that when I switch things out for the season, they're easy to find. So that's what I was doing there. And the stacked pumpkins that you're going to see are from a recent DIY video, so be sure to check for that in my description box. And then that other little thing with the cotton stem on it is just from the Dollar Tree. And this tobacco basket was a gift from someone, so I don't know where that is from. And then I've got this little sign here that was a DIY from last year, and it's actually reversible. The other side just says welcome on it and can be used all year round. So I'm just gonna mess around moving things until I kind of get the placement correct. I also wanted to mention that today's video is part of an open collaboration hosted by Domestic Diva Home. So I will have her listed in the description box below, along with a playlist where you can go and see what other people are doing for decorating their front porches for fall. So be sure to check that out. All right, so I think we're gonna call this good. I like to keep it fairly simple. I was opening and closing some doors just to make sure that when I close them, things didn't fall over, because we do use this piece. We store my husband's lunch pail in there, and like if this is our drop zone, so I like to leave that clear, put down mail or something that's got to go with us, like a return or things like that. So it's a very functional space, so I wanted to leave it that way. But I love this. I like the different heights, and it's pretty simple. So let's go outdoors. All right, so here is my front porch. It is not fully decorated the way it was for the summer. I had to pull my flowers a while back, so I rearranged stuff because the flowers just weren't making it. So this is a very stripped down version of what it had looked like, but we're gonna go ahead and finish pulling everything back and hopefully get it all set up for fall. And it's starting to rain a little bit, so I don't know what angles I'll be able to get, because I'm gonna have to leave my camera underneath the covering for right now until it stops raining, because I'm getting wet right now. So the first thing I'm doing is changing out the O on this home sign. I have a video for how I made this in my DIY playlist, so you can be sure to check that out if you're interested. I just love it that I can just keep it out all year round and just switch it up for the seasons by changing out what I have on for the O. And then same thing with this thing on my door. I always just change out the bow to a different color or pattern, just suiting whatever season or holiday is going on. I got this barrel at Hobby Lobby on clearance for $3, and I really want to use this, and so this is where I'm going to start with and see what I can come up with. I wanted to make sure that this was weighted down, so I just grabbed a couple of rocks, and then I'm just going through what I've got, which is mainly some garland and picks from the Dollar Tree. I did pick up this little sign and I thought this would be cute tucked in there, but I needed something with weight and something to hold it up, so I put this little canister or metal vase or whatever that I had used for my summer decor, and I just tucked that behind it, and I'm just kind of messing with it till I get what I'm going for. Pretty much all of this filler stuff is from the Dollar Tree. So the basket was from Hobby Lobby, and I think just about everything else is from the Dollar Tree. So not very expensive, pretty easy to do this on a budget. I needed some more filler so I didn't have to keep using more leaves and garland, so I just took some ornaments. Oh, I was showing you that pick was missing quite a few leaves. I just pulled some ornaments from my stash. I use these for decorating the porch for Christmas, and I just kind of tucked them behind there to give just to fill in the gaps. So just use whatever you've got on hand, guys. So this also needed to be weighted down, so I just got some more rocks from the yard and wrapped them in a bag to help kind of disguise them a little bit. I don't know if that worked or not, but actually, I mean, it did in the end, but I don't know if it was necessary. But a lot of the things I was using was pretty lightweight, so I just didn't want everything to blow away. And once again, I'm just filling this basket with just like fall foliage, so it's going to be leaves and pumpkins. And yeah, so kind of more of the same, just in a different, format in the basket. And I'm just bending everything and tucking things into the basket and just working with what I got. That white pumpkin is one of those orange carvable ones from Dollar Tree from years and years and years ago that I had painted. And then I just have this green vase from the Dollar Tree from last year and this little pick that I picked up this year. I think they had them last year too, but just tucked that in there as well. And I just felt like it needed a little something else, so these white flowers I used for summer. So I'm not really into artificial scents like at all, but I thought I would try these for outside, thinking, I don't know, maybe it would even help deter bugs or something. So I got these little air fresheners, or they're like the scented brooms. This one is pumpkin spice. I actually thought I was getting cinnamon, but that'll work. I'm gonna stick one in this barrel and then one in the basket I just did. All right, guys, I'm finally done decorating. It's been a little bit of a challenge. So let me just tell you, I bought these what looked to be beautiful mums. I bought 4 pots of them, and I was going to put them together into 2 large containers. And I bought them yesterday. I stuck them in the garage because it was evening and pouring rain outside. And I lost probably a total of 2 of them. The ground was, or the soil was wet, but they just kept snapping off all of these beautiful chunks, all of these flowers. And I think there must have been like maybe some rot or something. I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I'm considering going to the store and saying something. But I made do with what I have. And so if you see, one of them looks pretty pathetic, but I'm going to leave it and see if some more will grow and see if it'll turn into something. Also, there's a few little empty spots, but I'm planning to pick up some pumpkins, but I want to wait another week or 2 just to make sure it was a little bit cooler, and then I will fill in some of the gaps here with pumpkins. So hopefully I'll have those by the time I do my fall home tour. So anyways, all right, let me show you what I've done. Okay, so here is the walkway. I have this here from last year, and I probably should have picked up a new one, but the only ones they have left now are like football ones, which I'm not really interested in. So I'm gonna let this do for this year, but it's definitely faded a bit from the sun. So here's my first pot of mums. So hopefully it'll fill out a little more. And I plan to put a pumpkin or 2 or 3, I don't know, over here. So I will fill that in eventually. And I added in some white flowers because I just felt like I needed to brighten it up. If I could have found some more ceramic pumpkins, I should have picked them up earlier. I probably would have done that, but I think that'll work just fine. And then I always just switch out the bow up here. I just like to leave the same thing on the door and just kind of switch out whatever's up there. And then we've got this here. And that's another spot where I'm going to put some pumpkins, some real pumpkins once I get them. So I'm just gonna leave that for now. And then just this over here. So I never put pillows out. My area here gets very wet when it rains because the rain comes like sideways like almost all the time. So I just am keeping it simple and basic, but I feel like it's still bright and warm and inviting. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Hit that red subscribe button below if you have not yet already so that you don't miss out on my future videos. And don't forget to check out the playlist in the description box below to see what other people are doing with their front porches this year for fall. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.